The LS2 Pioneer Evo is a budget entry lid with anything but budget entry specs. It's gold badge certified to 22.05, has 3 shells for added safety, a reinforced micrometrical chin strap and buckle, an emergency padding release system for first responders, metal security plate for securing your unattended lid, multiple exhaust ports and vents, twin visor shield system, and a scratch and UV resistant visor, which is also pinlock ready. With prices starting from $79.99, this really is a lid that packs a whole lot into its ECE certified 3 shells. But is it actually any good?
Down in the dirt.
So the LS2 Pioneer Evo, what's it like actually to wear? Now this thing is marketed as an off-road sort of adventure style lid. It's got a very unique design. It's very oval pointed at the front here. It feels like it's very, in fact it is, it's very high cut up here, literally just below my ears there, and it feels, I mean, it's new pads. You know what it's like when you get a new lid and the padding is still very firm, so it's pushing in quite a lot. This is I mean, I normally get like a 59-60 lid, but this is I think this is an extra large, which is their 60 odd size. It's a weird size. I got the initial size I normally get, but I had to send that back and get one up. I mean, I'm normally a Shoei extra large, but I think that's like a 59-61, and this one is like a 61-63, so go a size up, I would suggest. I'm not wearing my earplugs because I wanted to see how loud it was. There's a fair bit of wind noise, but not drastic, nothing horrendous, gotta say. The vision is really good. Felt a little bit weird when I first put it on. I wasn't sure if the vision was a little bit distorted. Sometimes with cheaper visors, and this is not an insult to the LS2, but sometimes with cheaper visors you do get like an optical distortion, but it's actually seems not bad at all now. I'm not sure what this main camera angle is going to be like. I'm using the Dango Design grip mount, or the gripper mount I think they call it, which has an inbuilt sort of GoPro action camera style mount on there, just for you to plug any camera in. So I'm using that so I don't have to permanently attach any like 3M pads or anything to the lid yet. So I want to see what it's like first. Wired in a mic is normal, and then I'm trying out this, is it Ulandi GoPro mount itself, the cage, which has the hot shoe mount at the top for things like a light or a mic, and then it also has a little room at the bottom for the GoPro adapter, the audio adapter. So I'm trying that out, just seeing what that's like. I'll put links down below if you want to check them out yourself. But back to the lid. Now I'm just going to head out and do some fast road in a sec, see what it's like up at the national speed limits. I'll tell you what, we're stuck in some heavy traffic here, so let's try. There we go, it's got a little inbuilt sun visor. It's not bad at all actually, it does a really good job. It's really bright up there, hence being the sun and all. Yeah, the inbuilt visor does a really good job there. These visors themselves, they come pinlock ready. It doesn't come with a pinlock, but it is pinlock ready for you. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the bum. See you in a bit, I'll get by this lot. So, just got through that, past the bus, onto some roadworks. Oh, you've got to love roads down in the southeast of England. Lots of fun. So as usual, just use the Kalimoto app just to generate me a quick little round robin route. Try saying that when you've got Celtic blood. Now, I need to get back tonight because I've got the podcast with Moto Bob as a guest this week. That'll be Brew Time episode 21. I hope you're enjoying that, folks. It's all going rather well. Whew. What I will say, folks, is whilst we're in the I'm only doing the sort of in the 30s at the moment, whilst we're in here it's hot. Well, this does have a lovely great big chin mount here, but one, I've got the camera in the way which blocks it, but also I've shut the chin vent because the microphone is located quite near that, and you need to try and minimize as much wind noise as possible. This feels really warm, to be honest. I think this colour is supposed to be 120 quid. Sports Bike Shop are doing them for about 107, 108 quid I think at the moment, and you can get like a plain coloured one of these, which I think normally retails at 99.99. Sports Bike Shop are doing them for I think 80 quid, something like that. So this has got the gold badge of approval, so you could even wear this for a track day if you wanted. Right, let's find some fast roads. Boo. Incidentally, what is the wind noise like? That's 40 miles an hour, visor up. What's it sound like? Can you hear me voice okay? Can you hear me? What about you at the back? Can you hear? This visor down. There we go. It's good, this visor. I tried opening up the vent. In fact, let's try it with a glove on. I did it without my glove. It's quite tricky actually with this chin mount. It's tricky with a glove on. You haven't got enough feel. But I opened up the vent, and it does actually provide quite a bit of ventilation into the lid. So I think with that and a pin lock on, you shouldn't have any steaming up of the visor. So that's me just up to national speed limits. Was. What I do notice with this peak is it doesn't feel like it's actually just quite wide enough. It just needs to be a little bit wider, because I'm getting a lot of sun coming in just at the sides there, which I never ever used to notice. I never used to notice that with my Shoei Hornet. It's doing alright, isn't it? Freewheeling at 35-40 mile an hour. Shows you how steep this hill is. Yeah, this peak's just not quite doing a good enough job to block that sun out. It's fine there, that's no problem. But it just feels like it just needs to be like half an inch or so wider here at either side.
So folks, what do I think of the LS2 Pioneer Evo lid? I tell you what, for a recommended retail sub £100 lid, in fact I know for a fact at the Sports Bike Shop right now you can pick one of these up for £79.99. That's pretty amazing for what you get for this lid. I know a lot of people think budget lids, I am not touching them, I'm not trusting my life with, you know, a budget lid. But I tell you, this passes, it's gold badge approved, as you can see there. So you can wear this on UK tracks. It's ECER 22-05 approved, which all your lids have to be. So it meets all the minimum safety standards that have to be met. It is, wow, I think it looks great. It's a good looking design. Loads of vents on it. The visor screen that comes on this thing, that is brilliant. I don't often ride with lids that have that, but I tell you, in the summer that is invaluable. And definitely at times, like say you're commuting into the spring and into the autumn, let's say you're doing early morning or late evening runs, start and end of work so to speak, well when the sun's at that tricky height in the sky, this sun visor's brilliant. You know, where maybe it's not quite light enough to have the full tinted visor, so you've got a clear visor, but then with this tinted visor option there, it's a bit of a lifesaver at times. Definitely a good little thing. The design, as you can see, the design is, as you can see, there I go again. As you can see, it's very angular. See at the chin, like that, which means this visor itself, I don't know if you can see, yeah, can you see in the profile of the visor? It looks really angular, and I was worried that that would give a distorted view. When I first put it on, it did take my eyes a couple of seconds to adjust to that, but I don't notice it anymore at all, and the view out of this visor is spot on. The peak, not so impressed with that. I like a peak lid, so when I saw this, I actually approached LS2 and said, any chance I could get a helmet to review? That peak, it just needs, it sort of follows that angular design of the bottom. It just needs to be a little bit wider, because see how it cuts in here, just cuts in there. If that sort of came down a little bit further to about there, because that little gap where it cuts in, it just lets some light in, and you kind of, it's not as good as other peaked helmets that I've worn, well, the only other proper peaked lid I've worn, apart from the Ruroc Berserker, is the Shui Hornet ADV. That peak is way better. It just blocks the light out. This falls short, sadly. At high speed, it is a little bit noisy, definitely. It's no more noisier than the Ruroc Atlas 2.0, and if you wear earplugs, it's not a problem at all. The chin curtain that comes with this, you see that there, this chin curtain is brilliant. It really is good. And if, like me, you like to waffle and talk on camera, then when you tuck your lid in there, the sound is actually so good, so protected, that normally I speak quite loud, almost shout when I'm riding to sort of overcome any wind noise that's around. Well, it actually was distorting the mic, so I've had to reduce the volume more than normal there. That's why the sound isn't as good as normal. You might have picked up on that, you might not. So this chin curtain actually does a fantastic job of keeping the wind from there. It's got a big old chin vent, which is great, but when you chuck a great big camera in front of it, obviously it blocks that off. That's my issue, that isn't LS2's issue. Without the camera, with this chin strap, with this chin vent opened, the airflow is great. It is really good. It needs the pin lock visor. This comes pin lock ready, but it doesn't come with a pin lock visor itself, a pin lock insert. You need the pin lock. In the summer, it steams up because it gets too hot, and in the winter, it will steam up as soon as you breathe. So you need the pin lock. It also comes with the quick release emergency lining system. Here where it says pull on both sides, you just pull on both of them in case of an accident. If you're a casualty, if you're lying on the ground, so you're lying with your body out this way, the paramedics, police, firemen, first responders, they can come along. All they need to do is pull these two tabs and it releases the padding on either side there, and that way the lid slides straight off. Normally something that is seen in more expensive lids, on a sub £100 lid, that is a fantastic safety requirement. The chin strap is the sort of older, more traditional ratchet buckle system. I'm not a huge fan of them, but they do the job. The last thing I've got to say about this is the cut, the general cut of it. If you can see that, see how it sits quite high up? Watch. It sits really high up. For me, literally the underside of the helmet is literally just running along my ear there. It just runs and it pushes. You have a nerve here. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a nerve on your jawline, and this just pushes on that. So after a while it gets quite annoying on me. I had to go a size up than I normally would for this lid, and it's still a little bit too small, so I'll probably go up another size again. This is a 63 to 64 extra large. I normally do an XL, and this still feels a little bit too tight for me. All in, a cracking lid for the price. Good job, LS2. Alright folks, hope you've enjoyed this one. Keep on doing your thing, look after those that you love, remember to smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ding dong that bell. Huge thanks to all you Patreon members. Merry Christmas to everybody. Look after yourselves, look after your family, get on out there, do your thing, and most importantly, live your life. Woo-ha!
And these are my thoughts. First off, I want this idiot to get out of the way.